So they're working on open-ended projects. Nobody has solved them. They're working in teams of 6. Yes. These guys, okay. So these guys are building a black box detector. We give them an Arduino board, nothing else. These guys are building a load haul dump machine. One of them managed to transfer 11 kilograms of rice in like 3 minutes. These guys are doing a deployable bridge. And you'll see it break in a minute, and that's because it has to break under a certain load. They've built gliders, they've tested them in wind tunnels, they've modelled them. Here, he's actually managed to find the black box and bring it back to the side. One team did it in 11 seconds. Just incredible.
That was a good result.
That was a very good result. These guys are working with Engineers Without Borders, and they're designing a treatment system for synthetic yellow water, and they had to have 3 streams coming out of it, one of which was a disinfectant for the toilet, so they had to use electrodes and things like that. So they built these all from scratch. Diversity is huge, all the different types of ways they're actually putting it together. Okay, now let's start talking about flipping the classroom. So before I start, we've had lots of people come to our workshops who've been quite hostile. Why do I have to flip? It's not broken. The students get the learning objectives, they learn, they're engaged, and I have to write that bold at the top. If students are getting it the way that you're delivering it at the moment, and they're engaged and they're not bored, and those tricky concepts, they're getting them, don't flip it. I need to write that up big, because sometimes people get the impression that we're saying flip everything, and you don't. Indeed, our students, this one here, our students have quite a bit of pushback against the flipped classrooms because we're asking them to go that extra yard. We're asking them to own their own learning, to make the running. We're not spoon feeding them, or as my colleague says now, they require nasal drip feeding. We're really getting them away from that. So this was a nice quote from a previous workshop, pre-learning. You don't have to boil an ocean, you can boil a pot of water. So you can look in your course and you can look for the flippable moment and say, well look, they hate that, they don't get that, that's a very tricky part. Let's see what we can do to engage them more and get that concept across. Looking at when students actually do the pre-learning. And as part of that study, we found that a lot do it pre-learning, but then if you can engage them in the active session that you have on campus, then a lot of them come away and do it post your workshop. You've engaged them so much, they realise they've sort of missed a bit of a barrier, and they come and do it afterwards.